Welcome to Inside Asia. I'm in location in Singapore. I'm standing in front of Lee Kuan Yew School of Public Policy. I'm here to interview a special guest. He's a graduate student from Indonesia. His name is Joni Yurianto, and he has taken up a master's degree in public policy. He's studying here under a special program arranged by the Nippon Foundation.
Well, first of all, like when I came to school, of course, I didn't have any previous knowledge that I would have like a classmate who has like special needs or something. But after that, when I came here and got to know Johnny, and he's from Indonesia, and he's visually impaired, so I was really like fascinated by the way that he is so self-dependent. He does not really ask for help from anyone. Like if someone offers him to help, of course he will be really appreciating that, and he will be so grateful. But in the same time, he does not ask for help. So he cooks all by himself, he takes the bus, he goes to supermarkets all by himself, and I was so much amazed to know that he travels by the plane to different countries all by himself as well. He doesn't ask for any assistance, he does all his studies all by himself. So of course, like by the help of a good software on his computer. So of course that helps him a lot, but what was really impressive and really fascinating and something really novel to me, that he did not ask for help from anyone.
Now I'm with Joni Yurianto. Good afternoon, Joni.
Good afternoon.
You just came from a tutorial session, right? Can you tell me what did you do in the classroom?
All right, yeah. We just had a kind of very small tutorial session. It's not a formal class, it was just a kind of additional class to meet the tutor and to discuss more about the topic that was presented in the class. It was about public finance subject, because for me personally I felt like public finance is a relatively a new thing since I don't have any background in economy. So that's why I feel like better to have more session on that, just to make sure that I better understand the subject.
I see. What sort of financial aspect you try to focus? For example, planning for public policy, for accessibilities of a person who have disabilities or not?
Yeah, a few things that are for me interesting related to disability issue. For example, if we look at issue of disability, right now the debate is almost always about like, okay, because people don't understand what is accessibility and what disabled people need in terms of accessibility. But there are actually a lot of things related to that. For example, if we are going to ask government to intervene, like whether a public institution or private institution, to have more accessible environment, we might apply some theory from the public finance subject. For example, taxing. How we can, for example, have a regulation to tax private organization or private sector who do not have accessible environments to pay more taxes, for example. Or if we talk about employment issue, for example, how we can ask government to intervene to have more disabled people in the to have more work by, let's say, for example, exempt some amount of the tax if they have employee with disability, for example.
It is very similar to some of the government scheme offering some green technology or those company who have that kind of programs.
Yeah,
is that correct?
And unfortunately, it's relatively a new thing in terms of disability issue. So, okay, human right is very popular when we talk about disability, but this kind of economic approach is, I don't see in my country, for example, in Indonesia, I don't see.
You must be the first among the first to study this area, no?
That's why for me it's very interesting. So when I get back to my country, I hope I can apply this kind of new knowledge.
I see. Before you came to Singapore to LKY School of Public Policy, what did you do to make this transition?
I worked for a local organization called SIGAP. In Indonesia is Sasana Integrasi dan Advokasi Difabel, or Institute for Inclusion and Advocacy for the Disabled.
I see.
So I worked there for about 5 years, since 2004. Actually, SIGAP is a new NGO. We established the organization, we found the organization in 2004, and then it's 7 years until now. And our main focus of work is to do in the advocacy for disability rights in Yogyakarta. But we have also several service projects which is in the education. So we are providing basic education assistance for children with disability.
I see. So can you tell us, it's a big jump for you for these transitions. You're among of the 100, I think 14 applicants for the scholarship last year. And now you are finishing your master degree, probably the first Indonesian students to participate in such a graduate work. Is that correct?
No, actually, if you look at in Indonesia, there are a few PhD with visual impairment, and there are many masters with visual impairment. But yeah, you might say probably I'm the first ones doing master in public administration.
So what is the biggest challenge for you in taking up this subject at LKY School of Public Policies?
The first is, I think, environmental challenge.
Yes.
The environment here is not fully accessible. Mainly, if you look at the way I get from my accommodation here, from the accommodation to the school. Yeah, it's not really accessible. But
what have you have to go through?
I have to go. Well,
somebody assist you?
From house here is fine because I can take a bus. But when I come back from here to the house, it's a bit difficult because the bus will take me only halfway, and then I have to cross the road, and there is no crossing signal, audible crossing signal there. There is no, and I have to rely on somebody else to go home together with me. But yeah, I always have a friend with me.
Yes.
Or in case because I cannot always rely on my friend because sometimes the schedule is different.
I see.
And I don't want to be really dependent to any friend because sometimes they have particular work and I have another thing to do. So it's not really nice to just be dependent to others. So yeah, I find the way to be independent. For example, I can take a bus from here and then take another bus and then cross the bridge, which is easier, and then take another bus. So I have to take 3 buses.
But so far you have survived.
But but so far it's much better rather than I have to waste my time like 2 or 3 hours waiting for a friend and then have nothing to do.
I see.
Yeah, and well, environment challenge, and then another challenge is related to the proficiency of material for me to study.
Yes.
It's really challenging.
For example, you have to engage in statistics and all these figures and the numbers, right?
Yeah. Most of the professors, they say like, okay, it's new experience for me to have a student with visual impairment like you. So we have to find out the way how we can better communicate, how I can better teach you, and all the things. So yeah, a lot of discussion we made to know each other.
I see.
To know like how, but there is a good thing like I attend one subject called advanced negotiation, and in this subject we have a kind of dialogue planning project. So we are planning to have a dialogue, and a lot of session we do is to work together in one document to plan the project happen. And you know, if you do on the blackboard or whiteboard,
yes,
I will not be able to follow what's happening. And then he was thinking very hard, and finally the lecturer found the way how we can communicate together, how we can work together in the document by using Google Docs.
I see. So the instructor also have to think of innovative ways to teach the student.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's, in a way, it's very good.
So yeah, it's very good because not only me who get education, but also the staff environment here. They also think another way that not all of students are in the situation that they are facing every time.
So altogether, you are learning to.
Yeah.
So it's something new altogether.
Yeah, that's right.
So since this will be your last term, is that correct, or you're graduating very soon?
I'm graduating in July.
July.
Yeah.
The thing about Johnny that I found was that when he was visually impaired, and we are in the same group, also for the leadership program, which means that we are also for fundraising as well. So we spent most of our time together, and he's actually very capable of a lot of things, which is amazing for a person who's like.
Can you give some? So what is your immediate plans?
Of course, after this, I'll be back to Indonesia, and I'll be working back in my organization.
You're not joining the government. You can influence the government public policy. No? Well, don't you think that's a good way?
No,
or you think the NGO is better?
I don't think to join the government, but I can work with them in a collaborative way.
I see. You think that would be better?
Yeah.
To give them suggestions, to write paper, to give them ideas instead of working from the inside?
Well, yes, that's so far what I think about. So I don't know whether it will change, but well, based on my experience and my seniors' experience, one, you are inside of the government. You have to deal with a lot of things. You have to deal with your own position where you have your supervisor above you, and you have no more freedom to talk. But for me, I prefer to work in the collaborative approach.
You work independently?
Yeah.
I see. Can you give me some good practices in Indonesia that you think can be emulated elsewhere in ASEAN regarding public policy, have to do with disabilities?
First, I look at the fact in Indonesia that disability organizations work in Indonesia is very, for me, like ambiguous, because on one hand, they are doing advocacy on their right, but on the other hand, they are asking support for the government.
I see.
So the first thing I think is that they should define where is their position, where is our position. I mean, not necessarily that all organizations should be in the same position, but one should define. When you are setting up organization, what are you going to do? Are you self-help organization or are you advocacy organization? It must be clear. And then after that, and then a collaborative approach with the government is very important. I tried to apply this strategy in around 2008 to 2010 in Yogyakarta, in my province. And it seems that until now it works very well. Like, yeah, we have some organizations who are identified as self-help group organization, and we have some other who work in the advocacy approach. And then after that, we conduct a dialogue with the government. We try to be in the same perception, how is disability. We conduct also some training, basic training on understanding disability to the government and private organizations. And after that, we have like a collaborative forum to discuss how and then disability issue require certain policy in Yogyakarta to be changed. And right now, the discussion has moved forward into creating a local regulation on disability. So it's a good moving forward, and I hope it will work well, and we can try to replicate in either national level or ASEAN level.
Can you give me just two priority areas that you think the government, Indonesia, or for that matter ASEAN, should pay attention?
One priority for me is education, because employment is important, accessibility is important, and any other issue is also important. But when we look at the fact that how current situation happen in the employment issue, where less disabled people are getting into labor market because they are less educated. Now we can talk about right to education, equality, but still we have to deal with the market when they require people with certain qualification. So non-discrimination is fine, but we cannot really avoid the market response on that. So that's why it's very important to focus more in education. And it will have impact also for other issues.
How about counseling? Do you think it's important?
Yeah, it's important, and for me, depend on how do we define education. For me, counseling is part of education, not only to counsel disabled people themselves, but also to counsel the society. So that's why they have like community-based
awareness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been together. It's not a matter, I don't view it as a matter that I'm helping him or something. No, it's a matter that we're friends. So I view it because I just like, we go out together, we go for lunch, we go for dinner. Yeah, we go have fun. Like to discuss a lot of our studies, our assignments. So it was really something really nice to know Johnny, and at the same time, it was really something new for me to learn. Like because how to assist someone who is in special need or something, that would be really an experience I would learn in my life.
Windows and desktop enable multi-user for the OCR device settings. Low vision. Device select world camera. Device proper and enable multi-user for the OCR device settings. Low vision. Device select world camera. Device proper.
Can you show us the because you use the internet to communicate with your friends and your daily routines.
Yeah. So
this is a special computer, is that right? You use a special software.
This is just a normal computer.
Yeah, and then what did you do?
Then I install a special software on this, which is a screen reader software. So the software is basically working to read everything on the screen.
I see, in English only.
Yeah.
So this is it's very important for you, the computer, you have to turn it on.
I spend all the time with this.
I see.
Because everything is here, the book is here,
Oh, I see.
the thing is here.
Also the book, they will read out for you, right?
Yeah. And I'll show you, this is actually the reading device that I use.
It's a new one? Oh,
Yeah.
I see, okay. Okay. The computer, yeah,
Yeah.
and then, okay.
Unfortunately, I don't bring any book here, but
It can be any,
yeah, it
Anything.
can be anything. I'll just connect it to the internet first. Around $1,000, $1,000 US dollars.
Oh, I see.
And the software,
Yeah.
which work with this device, it costs around $1,000 as well.
Oh, I see. So it's $2,000.
$2,000. Yeah.
And the speed of the reading is normal, or how many words? You can slow down, or
Yeah, we can slow down and we can increase also the speed.
I see.
So, but it's the software for screen reader is different as well. So I have two different software.
Yes, I see. So you, from the book and from newspaper, you have to use different software. Is that what you say? Or
No, the main software that I use to read the computer and the one that work with this device is different.
I see. To go straight. Okay.
If I take a note during the class environment, I have to listen to this and I have to still listen to the professor.
I see. Thank you, Johnny. Terima kasih, Pak Johnny.
You're welcome, sama-sama.
Thank you.
Okay, because we are like a group of 7, we were supposed to raise fund. That's one of our core module. And in that core module, it's a group of that people that raise fund as much as 2,500. And we have to have each individual have their own responsibilities, like how to raise fund. And another one will do on admin stuff and everything. So Johnny, we actually tasked him to do a web page appeal design. So he actually composed a web page appeal. I think if you go to gift.sg, he actually composed that.
I see.
He did everything on his own, which is very impressive.
So I see.
Yeah.
So taking class with Johnny help you to sensitize with the issue of disabilities or broader public policy, I would think.
Yeah. It's interesting to have him as one of the classmates. So, yeah.
When I go back, we should not really have like call them the people with special needs, but we just like have to integrate them with the society. They have to be one among the society members. They have the full rights to educate, to learn more, to participate in social life and normal lifestyle, and we have to but of course you have to give some special attention without making them feel that they are a bit behind or laid back, or without making them feel at the same time that you're giving them special attention.
I like to ask you, do you have any of this problem? He answered in a very philosophical way. He said that everyone has problem and I'm not perfect.
I believe that the deaf rights can be improved through policies. And deaf people have their own deaf rights, their own way of living, their own culture, and of course making the deaf people to have access to information and resources. We need to get the deaf awareness to be recognized in the society.